We're cold opening right now.
Yeah.
We were talking about
Google.orgasm.
suffix. Yeah. What happens if you type
suffixes.
in?
No, I was just curious because,
Right.
I wasn't thinking about .vegas, but those aren't like
Or
very
.rocks, of
popular.
course.
I
Radio
certainly
Vegas
hope your
.rocks.
pop-up blocker's on.
yeah, right.
Welcome to our
I
cold
mean-
open. It's Greasy Conversation. We're about to start live in
Like
just a sec.
.orgasm ain't gonna do shit for my search history, dude. Like probably clean it up a bit,
Right.
honestly. Shit.
Welcome everybody. I'm about to start it, and we're about to go live on RadioVegas.rocks. That's the place to go to click on some banners and help us keep the lights on.
Absolutely.
Don't fucking do it.
Show some love. Show some support.
That's right. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. Welcome. Glad to have you.
Some of us are.
Yeah, we've got New York Josh in the house
Love
helping
the
us
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
go through a double dose of dank news today because our last episode we had Kyle B Genius on. Great episode, but we talked about so much stuff that wasn't news that we have a nice stockpile of bonus, even
Yeah,
danker
totally.
news that's been festering.
We have like
It
a
was,
month.
it was a great episode.
Thanks, man.
If you go to greasyconversation.com, you can watch replays and, of course, the news notes. So, like links, check it out. Links to everything that we're going to talk about today. You can follow along with us, both on screen and, you can click on this live news doc. It's our own Google doc of our news.
It's an interactive podcast.
Yeah, just click on this episode.
I'm
It
I'm
is.
like still really curious if anyone checks this out like prior to the show.
Yeah, I've never checked the analytics on it to see who actually touches our news doc or not.
That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
So I always put my like smart ass remarks about the news articles,
It would be interesting to know.
which
I think
may.
the first guest appearance I had, I did that. I actually studied up on the notes.
Yeah, I remember you. mentioned
And then
that,
I
yeah.
feel like I do better just off the cuff, reacting up to them.
Yeah,
versus knowing.
some of it I'll read. If it's like more sciencey, I'll like read it, but not like super intently because I don't want to get bogged down in math equations and shit that I don't understand anyway.
We
I
sort
just- I
of
feel
both
like
have
it-
to do that.
Yeah,
I feel like it's better for me to experience it as the audience member experiences it.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
Versus me just trying to explain the same thing that you're trying to explain,
yeah,
At least
exactly. Yeah.
My frame of reference, I can come up and maybe it'll be somewhat similar to an audience member. So
Yeah,
I just don't.
It's true to the reaction genre that
Right.
we're doing here too.
And plus, it just comes in the same thing as school. I just don't do my homework. I just show up.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of me reacting to Greg's news when I haven't come up with as many articles as he has.
It's true.
And of course, we got Ange Kerfoot
Yep.
throwing in articles on the regular
Yep.
too. We've got a dense one today, so
Cool.
lots of weird, cool stuff to check out on there that we may or may not get to. Just to enjoy yourself, get involved. I was looking at what you added at the bottom. What's with this giant robot?
Oh yeah, I just saw this right before the show. Actually, it is a 60-foot robot based off a
What the?
robot from the Gundam anime series.
Looks like Voltron.
Yeah, man. And it took its first step, even though its step is really like lifting one leg and then putting it down slightly farther out than it lifted it up from.
Right.
It will be walking around it inevitably.
Eventually.
Yeah. So right now Gundam counts to 1.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just
Gundam was. I was really hoping for Voltron to be the first one, but
Right.
it looks like Gundam is going to be the first giant robot. And
Construction in its Gundam factory.
right? Like, of course, the Japanese are like actually going to create one of these in real life
Well,
before anyone else.
Godzilla.
Finally.
They gotta have there's a Godzilla
Yeah.
deterrent.
Man, look at the leg go. Yeah, Millennials is spending some money right. Look
Yeah,
at
the
this.
video's not
Right.
very exciting because it's extremely slow
Yeah.
lifting its leg.
I don't think this thing's going to haul ass.
No. Well, it's like, I mean,
it's your first try.
Yeah.
It's only your first Gundam.
generation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you got to wait until we, they wire like directly into your skeletal frame and like you have to get mounted in one permanently.
That's you want to wait for that.
Yeah.
We never want Gen 1 of anything.
Yeah,
Do
right.
you guys have any like Gen 1 stories of something that was like first gen that you're someone you know how
I'm
to
so
do
like,
terrible?
I'm so like, I don't care about technology. I'm always behind the curve, almost like on purpose.
Well, it's safer.
Yeah, because I just don't care that much.
I had to use for a while a first gen Focus.
Okay.
And like everything that was later metal in that car, like the next year, was plastic the first year. And like you could grab the vents
Right.
and just kind of palm them and pull them right out really easily. It was really
So
popped
even
together.
just crush them if you're like too rough.
Yeah, it was like one of those models that you don't need glue for.
Oh man. Snap and place models.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They're the best.
Like the door handles would just like snap off. They
Oh, man.
fixed it all. Kudos to them, but they didn't release it right the first time.
That's weird for like the first gen to be mostly plastic and then like later generations to be more metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, well,
That seems
You-
backwards.
yeah, you're really pushing it on that first one.
Yeah, because like most humans, it's bone and flesh until later, and then it becomes plastic. So
Yeah.
at least in Hollywood.
Well, you like, it makes sense that it'd be the opposite, like feeling out what you can get away with cheaping or later.
Yeah.
But they did the opposite thing.
Ugh.
Shout out to Ford.
How-
Of all the things in the world to spend money on, an 80-foot robot that lifts its leg.
Oh, dude, I've been like,
It's gonna do more. It's gonna kick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been
Slowly.
dreaming.
Maybe it can go and fix Fukushima.
I've been
Oh,
dreaming.
clever.
I mean, I've been dreaming since like the Transformers show, but also since that wave of bad '80s movies of giant robots fighting,
Yeah.
like Robo Wars, and all those, where they're
Yeah,
like,
I love the
Right.
battle shows.
oh man, they're great.
Mm.
Like the one with the giant scorpion, the giant robot scorpion versus the giant robot man.
Oh, I was thinking of BattleBots.
Oh,
Where it's-
BattleBots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, both.
Well, they're like '80s movies. They were kind of like the bad sci-fi action movies, and they're all just based around like giant robots.
Something like Mystery Series 3000.
Yeah,
would
not
cover.
that bad.
Not that bad.
No, it was
Okay,
like
so it's-
80s. It was like 80s cheese. So like
Okay.
RoboCop level production. You know,
I'd
so
buy
like
that
still,
for $1.
yeah, like decent production. Still like entertaining. They probably don't hold up. It's been like, I mean, since I was a kid, since I watched them. So I just remember them being cool. They're probably not anymore, but
BattleBots is a weird thing to sleep to. Because there's like, oh, oh, the hammer is dropping.
Here
Speaking-
comes
that's,
Bonesaw.
Bone saw.
home dude Grant Imahara
Oh, R.I.P.
passed away
Yeah.
recent, like in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
He had like a aneurysm, I think.
Yes.
Something like
He was
that.
young. He was
Yeah.
like mid-40s, I think, early
I
40s.
think he was like 44, 45. Yeah. Yeah.
From Mythbusters fame.
Yeah, and actually, I'd heard it, but I didn't really realize. But he actually got a bit of his start on one of those like like BattleBots shows.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
And he made one of the he made like the first robot that was banned for basically being too good. They're like, your robot's like kicks the shit out of everyone, so you got to make a different robot. He was on that team.
He worked for Industrial Light and Magic as well.
Oh,
Did he?
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. God, the miracles those guys have done over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, in everything production-wise and in media and movies, it's just the special effects that they've been able to come through. I mean, speaking of, like you were bringing up, their whole 80s cheesy robot
Yeah,
movies.
but like practical effects during that time, there were a lot of good practical effects.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about like just Star Wars in general. We all remember Star Wars as a kid and just how cheesy that first cut kind of is compared to where we are nowadays with the whole Avatar movement. And,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of that. It's impressive. And ILM is basically the main driver. Because I think Lucas probably made about as much money from ILM than he did anything he did with Star Wars until he sold out to Disney, of course.
Yeah.
Probably up there.
Anyway.
For sure.
That was one of the cool things about Mythbusters. They're just like, oh yeah, how do we investigate this? Let's just build this, let's just build this giant machine that does this.
Yeah, yeah. Too bad they didn't do an episode about living past 45.
Damn.
Ooh, sorry. Too soon. Too soon.
So, while I derailed the beginning of this with giant robot time because it caught my eye, I want to hear what you had planned as the first deep dive Rooney.
Actually, the first one was the giant robot, so let's
Wow,
move on to the
man.
second.
I picked right.
All right, so
10
I have a
points to
few articles
Gryffindor.
that kind of tie in together. One is about lucid dreaming and a technique to increase lucid dreaming, as well as to influence a person's dream, a la Inception. Although not like that literally.
I am so stoked on this topic.
Yeah, so it seems like a cool idea. I mean, Inception is like would be a kick-ass idea if that were a real thing.
Right.
But this is just there's a period when you first start sleeping where your brain's kind of really active and off in la la land, drifting
Right.
from all these different,
Right.
you know, and it's like before REM sleep. But during that time, you can introduce audio cues, like specific audio cues, and it can actually influence what a person dreams about.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
to
you
a degree.
think that's true, but like like it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's not like
I mean,
it's
people
not-
do that, but I don't think about it much.
yeah, and it's not like you can influence them to dream about like anything.
Mm.
It's there's got to be like a vocabulary where certain audio cues.
I wonder if this ties
Dictate
into.
certain
I wonder
things.
if this ties into somewhat to hypnosis. It seems
Uh,
as
Yeah,
though
yeah,
it
yeah,
would
I'm
somewhat
sure
be
it's
like
super overlapping.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
a little
Or like
better.
even like lucid dreaming, I think is like a kind of self hypnosis almost, like
It's got to be
tricking
adjacent.
yourself, to like be in a certain mind state before you
Right.
go to sleep.
to let your brain make those connections.
Yeah. So
That'd be kind of a cool thing to do. I think it could be used for evil as well. Sitting next
Yeah.
to your partner and just constantly talking about threesomes during that time period.
I was thinking, so what if this technique has actually been around for a while, and the people who used this technique used it to give old homeboy who made Inception the idea for the movie using this process.
Whoa, incepted.
Yeah,
That's meta, man.
Plausible.
dude. Yeah.
Have you guys ever done there's YouTube videos that can do guided sleep and try to trigger lucid dreaming?
I've not gotten into the lucid dreaming right now. I'm still working on transcendental meditation.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to get my brain into that frame of mind. But being an over analytical brain that I have, it's hard enough even just to get to that state, much less worried about when I have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Do you have a
That's
process?
what
that-
Jameson is for.
Ah. Do you have a process or like a habit of TMing yet?
At this point, my concept is usually I have like fans blowing on me at the house, just simply because you're melting otherwise at this point in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'll just sit on the edge of the bed and just kind of like just try to shut off the mind and relax the body and everything. And I haven't quite fallen on the floor yet, so I haven't quite hit that nirvana point. But
Do you
Yeah.
I mean,
focus on your breathing?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But you can't focus on anything. You're supposed to let your mind just be nothing at that point. Just kind of like just total relaxation. But you do kind of try to get into a rhythm with your breathing and such.
Yeah.
So, which of course I'm a smoker, so about halfway through, right before I hit it, I end up in a coughing fit, and that ruins the whole trance. But yeah, it's something I've always been kind of interested in getting into.
I like focusing on my breathing because it's so boring, but it's just a thing enough that like I can actually pay attention to it and like then kind of zone out. That's something I think of usually the most when I'm like really caffeinated or like anxious or something.
Right.
And then it's like good time
What?
to try to TM a sec.
That's
right,
what I like.
Right.
That's what I like about meditation is like the way your mind wanders. Like it just does eventually. Like you try to just focus on your breathing,
Right.
and then like eventually you're like thinking about whatever the fuck,
Right.
out in left field.
Right.
But I just love like that's when I come up with like some off the wall ideas, and I'm like, oh, I would have never thought of that if I wasn't like meditating.
But you think about it, like all of these guys who are tech icons now, and everybody during the whole boom in Silicon Valley, all these guys were like acid freaks back in the '80s,
For sure.
and now they've gotten into the TM movement and a lot of the Zen of Buddhism and a lot of these new wave techniques and such. I guess that's not the right way I want
Yeah.
to put it, but new age techniques. Thank
And
you.
for a listener that doesn't know TM or transcendental meditation, excuse me.
That is the exact opposite
Oh,
of
there's
TM.
two of them. Yeah, I was gonna ASMR you, but I turned my head. I don't know if it was still the same volume anyway, but I did turn my head.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So anyway, it's not very intimidating. Is the main point I want to make, that like of anything like that, it's you could read a couple sentences about it and try it and do it, and it's really like not a big deal.
I got a great recommendation. Just you look up on YouTube David Lynch Transcendental Meditation. You will not
Yes.
be fucking sorry.
There we go.
Dude, David Lynch talking about transcendental meditation is like the most soothing thing I've ever found. And the dude is just like, you think he's like crazy because of his films, and he probably is, but he's also like one of the most laid back dudes you've ever seen in your entire life. Like super chill dude.
I've been trying to remember to try to fly throughout daily life, so that in a dream I'll also randomly try to fly, because it's just part of a normal habit. Because then if I catch myself flying a little bit, I'll be like, oh sweet, it's a dream, and I can like fly some. But like, I'm not great at it yet. I'll lose concentration or wake up or something.
Phenomenal at flying, it just sucks landing.
Yeah. Well, if I can get to flying, then I can land okay. It's just when you really get excited about it, often you wake up.
The only dreams I've had where I have like Superman type flying has not been a lucid dream. But then any dreams where I like am lucid and I'm like, oh, I can fly. Turns out flying's not that easy.
No, you still have to strain, kind of.
Yeah, and the most I can do actually in those dreams is like I'll just be able to like double jump like a video game.
Oh, okay.
I'll be able to like jump in the air like 2 more times,
Right.
and I'll get pretty high.
The
And then I
double
can
jump
like,
thing is a
and then I
nice
can like
move.
float down,
Right.
Yeah.
but I can't break through to where I'm flying, even though I'm like I know this is a dream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be like jumping like Super Ninja.
I've got the
So
slow
when you ate the
float down a
mushroom,
lot.
did you get a raccoon tail as well?
Hell yeah, spinning around.
The slow float down is where I end up stuck a lot. Yeah.
Fucking Mary Poppins, that shit, bro.
Every time I have a spoonful of sugar, I feel like I'm flying.
Right? And there's like a lot of different I actually, or one thing I used to try to lucid dream is I found this website that sold like a bunch of herbs. And this was like when kratom wasn't really widespread. It was one of the ones I found, kratom. And they had this like plant that they said you could make it into a tea and drink it, and it would promote lucid dreaming.
Okay.
The worst fucking tasting thing ever.
Right.
And so you basically just had to like dump a whole container of honey in there. So it's just
Right.
like this honey sludge thing
Uh-huh.
that still tasted terrible, even with like half a cup of honey in there. And it
Right.
didn't even work.
Yeah.
So
It's probably like a Chinese knockoff of DMT. They just want to like sell it.
no, it was they were totally upfront. Like it was just like
Yeah.
a plant that's like, it's, it's just an herb. It's not like a
Right.
narcotic or anything. It doesn't
Right.
get you high. It's just supposedly. So I was like, I'll fucking try it, whatever. Nope. Just tastes bad.
Yeah.
That was all that happened was
Yeah.
bad flavor only.
No flying.
Do you remember the name of it? To like,
I can't.
out.
It's been so long.
hey, I realized
I'll do some research though.
actually buying kratom for myself instead of getting it from you or Ange, that there's like different kinds.
Oh yeah.
And I really, really am stuck on the Mang Da still.
Yeah, that's been my go-to.
Yeah.
I know there's like 50 different kinds now, but like I just have gotten the same kind for like years.
It's like so familiar to me.
Yeah, totally.
You become brand loyal.
Hell yeah.
MENGDA space DA. That's the kratom that the
Yeah,
crew's
man.
been doing. Report back. Droplets, let us know.
I'm waiting for them to come out with manga kratom.
Manga?
Manga kratom.
Hentai kratom?
Re-
Yeah,
re-
what that hentai kratom?
Reincarnated kratom.
dried emulsified octopus tentacles.
Futanari kratom.
Damn, dude. I mean, kratom hentai doesn't sound bad though. Like, I don't know what. All right.
Oh, I was thinking of hentai kratom. Like you have the kratom and you just feel hentai.
Oh,
The kratom really helps with the pain of the sudden insertion of that tentacle.
Consenticles.
man.
Tentacles.
I love it,
What if that was the one thing in my tombstone? Just one word?
dude.
Consenticles.
That would be brilliant.
That would be brilliant. It's like they'd be trying to crack that code in 200 years. What does it mean?
All right.
I always thought it'd be funny if a tombstone said, almost landed it.
Almost landed it.
Or even just like almost.
Yeah, almost. Period.
Or the ones that I told you I was sick.
Just I told you so. Those things.
Maybe next time.
Right? I just want to get mine effing Obama.
What if it just said EWWW? Tombstone just
Ew.
says ew.
Well, it denotes what it looks like now.
Oh man. Holler in the chat if you've got a Tombstone recommendation.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, what do you want on your tombstone?
Let's hear some good ones.
So just audio update real quick on all the internet drama. They finally redid the line like to the street.
Oh, really?
Like the line, yes. It was like after all the stuff we did here that we like were surprised it was still an issue, and then like them claiming it was still here. Like no one was taking responsibility. Well, Jay was. He like tracked the crap out of this.
Right.
Crazy Jay of the Rock and Comedy Show. Holla, check out his show. He did massive detective work
Right.
to track down the issue to just the line between like Cox and like the house.
Right.
That's still Cox's responsibility, by golly. But they got it handled. So like, due credit.
It's kind of surprising,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Now that everyone's used to not chatting because of the feed disconnecting.
Yeah,
But
right.
Really, really hugely appreciate all the people that have tuned into the replays and kept supporting us regardless and tune into the podcast. You don't have to tune in real time. We love you either way and hugely appreciate you.
Absolutely. We just like the interaction.
The interaction
Yeah, man.
makes it
Yeah.
more fun, of course.
Absolutely. It's a blast to read and to respond to some of the people who've come in.
The danger
Oh, yeah.
and the fear.
The teacher, the fear.
But anyway, we're back, so tell your friends and yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I got,
Oh wait, let me tune you in.
Ooh, the suspense builder. I like that.
That's going to be like one of those sci-fi movies where like the UFO is landing. But
Right.
it's like the biggest UFO of all time, and it takes like half the movie to land. Like it's just that sound for like half the
Right.
movie.
Right.
It's gonna land.
Distant horns.
Right.
All right. Where was I at? Oh yeah. So I think it was like I don't know if it was a NASA photo or an amateur. It was a NASA photo, but there was this like big dark cube in front of a photo of the sun.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you know, it's the fucking Borg.
It's the Borg, yeah.
And resistance is futile, so just, you know, give up, man.
There's
Just
no
become
argument.
a Borg.
There's no argument anymore. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
the Borg. Yeah.
I mean, what's so bad about the Borg anyway? That's what I want to know. I don't think Starfleet ever answered that. All right? These fucking anti-Borgers.
So when I first saw this, I'm pulling it up now. It's pulling up. There we go. I just need to scroll. And like, it's not just one photo, but tons of photos. And this is how dank our news is. So we had sitting ready to tell you about, while it was still ripening, the new solar observation technology we have to look at the sun. And we were going to tell you about like the most detailed pictures of the sun ever available.
Yeah.
And these photos are like raw from the sensors.
Mm.
So of course with anything, especially like when there's radio frequency transmissions or anything like that, you're gonna have like missing data.
Yeah.
I mean CD
Like
is skip.
MP3 versus FLAC.
So it's just like a skip in the CD. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh, it just looks like there's a data chunk missing
Yeah.
in something in like a bitmap. And
So
lo and
it's-
behold, yeah,
That's
what it
that's
is.
literally what it was. It's just like missing data.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's fun to...
Yeah.
It is so fun. Not only is it fun, but like the amount of creativity that's gone into explaining these ships. Oh, they
They're
one
after
of
the correction.
yeah. There's a correction
Yeah.
on one of the places. I'm hoping they still have some of the original language to this first link though, because it this guy talks. Gosh, first of all, here's another picture where there's like glow around the cube just because the saturation was increased so much that some of the color started to wrap. And when you have color wrap, it's like a color shift that occurs in the data. So of course it's going to have a different color wrapping around it when this is artificial color anyway. Like
Right.
Yeah,
the sun isn't blue.
Right.
So like the amount
not
of
like there's-
conversation
yeah.
that
It's not sending back a physical Polaroid of the picture.
No.
It sends,
it cracks me
radio
up when
data.
someone takes a photo like this that's like already compressed and missing color data and then like tries to enhance the color until artificial color happens. That's how I do the talk show promo graphics. That's why
They're,
there's
like,
all this
blown out.
artificial color on
It's
them.
like fucking J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, a lot of it is just pumping the saturation to the
Yeah.
max. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Abrams them up. So people do that, and they're like talking about like even more artifacting that they caused.
Yeah, well, this dude, he said, in the image, I added light and focus, and we can see that the red material is gathering around its hole.
The cube is often seen
That's
coming
what
and
she
going from our
said.
sun. It is thought either the cubes created a hollow sun to live within and gather energy, or there is some special particles that we're not yet aware of at our stance of existence. Our stance. That's what we call different dimensions and stuff. It's our stance. So like I'm going to use
Right.
a bunch of techno-babble
Yeah.
and be like, oh, at our stance, you know, where our standing is.
Yeah.
Like at our level of clout, we don't get to see all the states of matter. You have to have a better like stance. You have to stand better. You have to like lean. You have to look at it with the side of your eye and kind of squint. You don't have the right stance, then you're not going to see these
Right.
dimensions.
According to prominent alien hunter Scott Waring, the supposed UFO is at least 10 times the size of Earth. Like, here's the thing, like, people don't think about when they think, I mean, I get, like, yeah, aliens could have, like, amazing and miraculous technology. But, like, to get things, like, that large to move
Yeah.
is, like, ridiculously impossible.
Right.
Not only that,
Right.
but it's like this crisp edge when like the resolution of the like details behind it aren't even that crisp. It's obviously like a solid data wall.
Yeah.
So
I just love the fact that, okay, I have a plausible explanation
Yeah.
using technology, or
It's
it's aliens. It's aliens.
right.
not only that, but like somehow I know not only that this is aliens, but like how long they've been there,
Right.
the protectional aura that they
Why
have.
they're checking out the sun,
Yeah.
Right.
why they're like absorbing radiation,
Right.
what type of radiation they're absorbing from the sun.
I mean, shoot, it's going to take that long to dig up Randy Quaid
The
to kill him.
sun's
Right.
hollow apparently.
How they suck just raw gold atoms from the core of the sun.
Soho is the name of this solar observatory that's doing this. What were you saying about Randy Quaid over there?
I said it's going to take us that long to dig up Randy Quaid for to kill it.
On flat plane.
Independence Day reference if you've
Oh.
never seen the movie.
Was that the guy that was the president?
No, that's the guy who was the fighter pilot, the crazy fighter
He
pilot.
was like the crop duster.
and then like
was
the crop
drunk.
duster guy, and then he ended up like after
because
that.
he had actually been abducted by
Yeah.
aliens.
Then after that, in real life, the actor and his wife went crazy, like total crazy,
This guy.
and like blew up a couple hotel rooms and stuff, and like went on off the grid.
Did they really? I had
Oh,
not heard that.
it's nuts! It's nuts. There's some crazy
Did
stuff.
he
They
get
got,
like
check
cra-
that
they
out.
got
crazy
arrested
from that
for
movie?
passing bad checks and such, and
Damn.
like both him and his wife like went off the deep end.
That
don't
I
know what
thought
happened.
this was the other guy in Tenacious D.
Oh,
Oh, Kyle
KG.
Gass.
KG?
I thought he was secretly Randy Quaid.
That would
That's
be like the
KG's uncle.
KG.
No, they've got to be similar age now.
Yeah, maybe similar age. KG is the awesomest man ever, and the best guitar player of all time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think we've messed with the sun cubes enough.
Yeah.
I think we have to do our first H. John Benjamin.
Oh, H. John Benjamins. Damn. Should have saved that one for the new year.
I don't know if that even makes any sense. I'm having trouble telling what I'm talking about.
What do you
Just like,
mean?
that's great.
What do you mean by H. Sean Benjamin?
We're going to pay some H. John Benjamins. All right, rare form today.
Hi, I'm always on the go, and I need the one thing to help me keep moving.
s5e16.
That's right. It's an all-natural energy mix that comes in a tube. I can keep one in my pocket or my purse. So many great flavors such as fruit punch, grape, orange soda, plus no hard crash because there is no sugar, but it is loaded with B12. It's high on electrolytes. I just love it.
s5e16.com.
I don't even recognize myself anymore.
I'm really worried about him. His addiction. I haven't seen him like this. Ever.
Hey, look, I never wanted to start using. I knew the drill, but I was out of options.
I just want to tell him it's not your fault. There are people out there who can help. People who have felt your pain. They know what you're going through.
This has to stop. I'm losing everything. Everyone.
You've been strong your whole life. You can do this, but you have to reach out for help.
It's time. I can do this.
Addiction is a disease, and diseases need treatment.
Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-348-0933, 800-348-0933. That's 800-348-0933.
Quitting
Paid
drugs.
for by the Detox and
Quitting
Treatment
some
Helpline.
drugs, detoxing, quitting drugs all day, quitting drugs.
Big or small, they do them all. It's Motor Mission, family-owned and operated machine and radiator shop. At Motor Mission, they offer complete radiator rod and repairing, rebuilding, replacements, and manufacturing all in-house. They also provide complete machine shop services including engine rebuilding, valve jobs, surfacing, milling, boring, honing, balancing, thermal cleaning, blasting, hot tanking, broken bolt removal, antique restoration, and much more. If you need a custom radiator with electric fans and a fan shroud built for your custom project, they can do that too. Motor Mission works on anything foreign and domestic for autos, industrials, RVs, heavy equipment, power sports, antiques, marine, racing, street rods, hot rods, stationary gen sets or power units, and large mining equipment. Motor Mission is at 5435 Desert Point Drive. Call 702-649-2366 or visit motormission.com.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
Welcome. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rock. Sorry, hold on. .rocks. Dial it in. Whoa, that was aggressive. I'm sorry.
It was.
Step into my office. We need to talk about your aggressive use of the Echo
It's
on the job.
aggressive Echo. Whatever the Echo you use in your free time is one thing, but when you bring into work.
Yeah. All right. Have you guys? Now I've been hearing about this, but have not encountered or had this affect my life. But apparently, we're experiencing a coin shortage. In the
Yeah,
I
US.
didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, I just found that out.
So I was wondering, is it really a shortage, or is it they just trying to say don't use coins because of the COVID? I was wondering what the reason behind it in the first place was.
It sounds like there's like a legitimate coin shortage.
Really?
Yeah. But it seems like it's in certain areas of the country. And it's not like every,
Right.
store you go into,
I'm
obviously.
It's
dealing with a
mostly
coin
because
and
of-
paper shortage, so
I got,
I
I
get
got a
it. You know what
shortage
I mean?
but the artificial one in the bank account too.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like people not exchanging money in person.
Think people
Yeah.
are
So it's all
hoarding at the
happening
house?
electronically.
Like people are hoarding onto their change right now?
I think just like people not going out as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like, cause I even when I was like, I don't carry cash. I just
Right.
like carry a card. So I rarely have change anyway.
Ah, I see.
You know what I mean?
You know,
and I don't remember to bring it with me so I can get rid of it.
And I can
Just-
say this: I know that it's probably half of it is the fact that no Coinstar machine is ever working when I go up to it.
Right.
Every single one has an error message: full machine or machine
Yeah.
not working. You know, I'd give my change back, but you know,
What's with the air machines in Las Vegas at the gas station when like it's your only hope to put air in your tires? Those are
Right.
always broken too.
right? What is
Yeah.
it that meth people have against air and water?
Yeah,
I
the
don't get it.
coins.
You know, it's something has to happen. Like it's like they break it in for quarters. I mean, most of the time they're free.
If someone hits it,
You know, and it's just man, no, homeless people have no respect for property.
so these
Probably because they don't have any.
Right.
these air machines though, a lot of them are just neglected. Like you gotta
Oh, yeah.
fix them or
Yeah.
oil them or something sooner or
Right.
later.
That's like, cause
You
you know,
shouldn't have to oil it. Isn't it pneumatic?
I don't know, something in there needs oil.
Yeah.
Like if you're, if you're having a bad time, bad day, bad week, you can just go and take it out on one of these machines because no one cares about them.
right.
That's also what they're there for. So that's like what happens,
right.
and people don't show them enough love, man.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah, that's true. I love it.
Air and water.
But so back to the coins thing.
It's not yummy water.
No,
No.
it's totally not. But actually, I think part of the issue too is like we still use pennies.
I was gonna say that we need to get rid of these pennies. What's
Yeah.
the deal?
Oh, you want to know what the deal is? The deal is that the company that produces all the zinc that's used to make pennies lobbies the government to keep making pennies.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like
That's
that
literally
obvious?
that's literally the only reason we still
It's
use
just
pennies.
to keep zinc in business.
Just to keep one company who provides the zinc to the government for
So
pennies, so they can keep getting all that government money.
That's so
Well, there's where
sweet.
all the pennies are.
That's sweet welfare.
All those pennies have been paid to the Congress people. Where are they? What's in their closets?
Right,
Getting all
yeah.
that pennies
Stacks of
from
pennies.
stacks of pennies from the lobbying fees.
Dirty
If you
zinc.
own a zinc company, obviously I would pay with all pennies. like every traffic fine I've ever gotten, I've always wanted to just walk in with just a crap load of pennies and just dump it on the desk.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I've seen a few videos where people actually do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty rewarding. But even making pennies, it's like or like just pennies being in circulation is like a net negative on the amount of like money in circulation just because of like how much they cost to make.
Right. Well, as inflation is gone, and we've just gotten to the point where that particular unit of measurement is insignificant.
Yeah,
anymore.
totally.
Like really 3 cents. I mean, come on, nobody
Just
cares.
no more. Just just cashless, man.
Go cashless.
Yeah, I
Just
mean
put-
most money is like electronic now anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it's all fake. Yeah, not based on.
I'd hate to go completely cashless though, because you've got to have a way to buy and sell illegal things. I mean, like not.
Like the barter system.
I mean, things that you don't have a license for. So like, you have to have a way to not have to declare on your taxes every like $50 job you do for someone or something like that.
What about just like have someone send you some cash on PayPal?
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Or Venmo, or Cash App,
without
or
like
Facebook
any
Pay,
without any invoice, like
or
it's
Zelle.
not illegal for someone to give you a calf gish.
You're right. There's a
cash
million
gift.
actually easy ways to do that. Yeah.
Up to it's only like, or no, you have to claim a gift over a certain amount, and then that amount's like much higher for receiving money, right?
So I mean,
If it's less than $1,000 or $2,000, you don't have to declare it. No. Actually, anyway.
Yeah. So are they like is the government requesting everybody turn in their coins? I mean, exactly. Is there any fix for this? Or?
Mostly it's like a business issue. Right now, I haven't seen anything of like the government really doing much about it.
Right.
It's just businesses have to like notify people all the time, like exact change or debit cards.
Oh, that's
like
what they're
cards.
doing now anyway, simply because from this COVID thing, everybody wants you to pay with card as well.
Yeah, that's true.
All
Cuts
right.
down on cash
Which,
handling.
why not?
All right, folks. I'm over pennies. What do we got next?
Nickels.
On to nickels. Stay tuned after the commercials. Dimes.
Let's see where we go. Oh yeah, this. Okay, so I don't know if we should play this here, but it's a recording that the scientists have taken at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
play
okay.
it. Play
It's really
it,
not all
play
that
it,
interesting.
Play it, Mariana sounds. Wait. Yeah, this is the sound.
I mean, it's pretty much like it could be one of our sound effects.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Might have to turn it up. I'm just gonna jump.
It just
to,
sounds
where
like
it gets
water. Right. Copyright strike.
Where'd my boy go?
It's like flying in an airplane.
Yeah, and then like how I tried to skip through, but there it goes. Here's where I get. This is.
Oh my gosh.
That shit slaps, dog.
It did kind of get scary though.
And that's it. And that's a boat. That loud when it got loud, that's a boat. Like
Oh.
way.
So
on
it
the
was.
surface.
We were hearing the emptiness of the trench, and then we were hearing a distant boat.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
wow, that's
And
Drum-
there's an even longer sample.
so
Yeah.
anticlimactic.
I mean, if y'all looking for
I was so hoping it'd be like under the sea.
right, there'd be like anything interesting, but it's just like boring ocean noises.
I'm still gonna make a beat with it.
There's someone make it,
Right.
turn it into a bass.
Look out, Andrew Wong.
We're rocking out some whale song,
Yeah, man, I'm all about it.
right?
Dude, that would
Alright.
be like, take this sample, the really slowed down grasshoppers, fungus beats. There's a lot of like natural electronic sounds that you can make some dope tracks.
Did you
to,
say
I think.
grasshopper fungus?
No, the slowed down grasshopper sounds,
Oh, that's a good idea.
or slowed down cricket chirping.
Has someone done that?
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think
awesome.
Moby's been on that for years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, atmospheric. It's if you look into a lot of like the new wave artists,
I gotta play with this idea.
you know, that do like those apps, those calming apps and such like that. A lot of that is animal
Extreme
sounds.
ambient, where it's
yeah.
like just one
A lot
sound
of
slowed
that
down
stuff
like
is-
800
yep.
times.
Yep.
I really love chill stuff that's not ambient, like of course the cliche chill study beats and stuff, but like that idea of like bop and chill, like relaxing is ambient, but there's still you catch a bop.
Right.
I found what's really good that I started doing, that is also like has an extra nostalgia factor is like video game soundtracks, like from Nintendo, like when I was a kid.
Like Ocarina of Time.
Have you been listening to them from the original machine or done by like an orchestra or something? Or
Most
both?
of the ones I listen to like the original tracks, but
What's
because
an
that,
example of one that you've been
like Super Metroid has an awesome soundtrack.
Oh yeah. that's
Mega
right.
Man games have awesome tracks,
Right.
but
So like the Super Nintendo.
yeah, Super Nintendo. But Nintendo had some like a lot of great
Oh, the
sound too.
The one I saw some orchestra doing the Zelda
Yeah,
theme.
and
That
when
was
orchestras
just
do 'em,
fantastic,
They're
absolutely
amazing.
fantastic.
But the reason is that because the music was designed to be like fairly simplistic, but like engaging enough to have your brain focus on like just enough.
Yeah.
So it's not super distracting, but you can also
Right.
focus on doing your little simple tasks of like
Right.
run and jump.
Did you guys know that MP3 that was going around when we were younger, that was supposedly System of a Down doing the Zelda song?
Yes.
That it wasn't System of a Down?
Who was it? I had that.
Yeah.
I remember that track.
Me too. I had it too. It turns out that it was just some other random band that labeled it that way and got it to spread.
Oh. Clever.
Yeah.
See, that's I don't remember that track, but
It was a total spoof.
there's another one that's like a bluegrass version of Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg. That back on LimeWire, it was like 50 different artists had done this particular
really?
track.
That's so
Well,
funny.
obviously not the right artist who actually did the track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I had a
everybody
weird
had
Gin and
Everybody
another
else-
Blues Traveler or Grateful Dead or this, that, or the other.
Everyone
and
had a
it's actually
Gin
a
and
band
Juice.
from North Carolina called the Gourds.
The Gourds.
And
Nice.
it's just that was our generation's you
Yeah.
know, mislabeled awesome like streaming track.
Yeah, I had a Sleater Kinney track that like would randomly stop towards the end and just go to like hardcore lesbian porn sounds. So just dump that in at the
I thought
end.
that was every Sleater Kinney track.
That was just a secret. That was just a secret track, dog.
That's a
There's
guilty
also
pleasure.
like, there's also a few bands that
I like Sleater Kinney. I take that.
Hell yeah,
joke
I like
back.
Sleater
I
Kinney.
take that joke back.
Sleater Kinney all day.
they
Yeah.
do like metal Nintendo or like just harder rock style Nintendo tracks.
Yeah, that stuff's really cool
Any
too.
Eskimos is one.
There was
They're
a
pretty good.
jazz fusion group, like horns, drummer, like kind of funky, in New York called Ulu, U-L-U. And they used to do
ULU.
a badass version of friggin' Super Mario Brothers.
Do you guys remember Horse the Band?
Horse
Hell yeah.
the Band.
And the keyboard player Lord Gold. Who
I
do
didn't
like
know that was his name.
handstands on his keyboard.
That's so cool.
I don't remember that.
I found them kind of hit or miss. Like I get really
Yeah, yeah.
stoked, but sometimes it was too abrasive. But yeah.
I
Speaking
remember
of
Horse the Band. Damn.
hard video game, oh,
Throwback.
we've got local chiptunes, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Decaying Tigers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Holla.
man.
Decaying
They're
Tigers is
badass.
like the best chiptunes band that I'm aware of.
Yeah, totally.
It's like gone
Like
band
ever,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah. Really smart and well balanced and great arrangements is the thing.
Phenomenal.
The musicianship is what sells it. They could be playing pots and pans and arrange it like they do and it'd be equally good.
Yeah. Hella.
Shout out to Decaying Tigers. Absolutely. That's
So-
very awesome.
What do we got next?
No.
You got the squeak.
Oh, dude, this, yeah. I've been waiting for this one. All right, so apparently there's just a random river of black sludge oozing through Arizona. And everyone's asking, does anyone know what this is? And I was wondering how the hell Arizona, or a river of Arizona, is like just crashing through Arizona.
What the? Yeah, how do you miss a river in Arizona? Those are like special.
Yeah, well, no, it's a river of Arizona.
In Arizona.
Going through Arizona. It's like the most Arizona river going through
That
Arizona.
explains the black
Holy
sludge.
crap,
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at this. It's so thick. It's tall. What?
Yeah,
the
and then
heck
there's
is
actually a
this?
video at the bottom. You can see
Is it tar?
how
Is it-
quick it moves. So it's like
Did
pretty.
you find out what the heck is going on with this?
Yeah, it's just like a combination of like, almost like a mudslide type
Was it Canada del Oro?
with like sludge left
is
over from a
terrifying.
mountain and like a mudslide. It's a mixture of all these
Look
things.
how black it is, though.
Yeah. Well, it's like after it's like
Yeah.
a lot of debris from forest fires and shit as well. that like washed down
okay,
in
like
a mudslide.
charcoal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burnt trees and shit.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
It's weird how dry it looks.
That
but it's
is-
wet for sure.
But like, if that isn't the most Arizona fucking river,
is that dust coming
on the
off
planet.
Because it looks like it's steaming too.
right? Yeah.
But I guess it's like dust getting knocked up.
I've laid a few
Wow.
steamers a long time.
Steaming is one of the words I'd use to describe Arizona.
So cool. There's so many little sticks and stuff in it. This is the coolest thing. I can't believe this person caught it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just another thing on the 2020 bingo card.
Right.
Ominous looking, fast moving, dark mass. And it's a flash flood of mud and debris.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so greasyconversation.com to see this video when we post it later or see it live right now. Because that was
It's a trip.
spellbinding.
I mean, like, but if you live in Arizona, like, that shouldn't even be news. Like, that should just be like shit that happens every day.
Right.
Because I live in fucking Arizona.
It can be
The
goopy.
Florida of the West.
Yeah, right.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Like, I'm surprised, like, the entirety of Arizona is not covered in that shit. Damn, sorry, Arizona. I can't help myself.
Yeah, I'm like just a touch low on the Arizona dissing this episode. Because Ange just got back from Arizona, one of our contributors to the podcast, Ange Kerfoot. Check out her dope music, by the way. And she went to all these cool foresty parts over there. She had a good Arizona experience.
Dope.
But she wasn't like getting arrested for weed or something like that. So we're not talking about Arizona legislator. Arizona's not known for its environmental concerns, Buck mentions. Holla, Buck. Welcome on the chat. Yay.
Oh, what's up?
Welcome
Yeah, so
on
that's
the
so,
chat.
like,
Yay.
If,
Arizona should be concerned about their environment, that's for sure. But it's
if you don't just, like, fucking melt.
yeah, don't drive in that, folks. Never drive in a flash flood.
All right, let's throw us another one. Wait. Yeah. It's a
All right.
two-parter.
So this article about just researchers have been studying how much human noise pollution has affected, like, outside,
Right.
like everywhere outside.
Right.
And everywhere is way louder than it used to be due to humans. Like 10 times louder, even nature.
Absolutely.
So has like nature gotten louder? Like birds are louder now?
What do you think?
No, we cause the loudness. Like
Right.
humans are responsible for everything being way louder.
Like the old Carlin skit, you got microwaves, radio waves, this wave, and 100 years ago, nothing.
Yeah.
And you wonder, does that affect, say, bats or dolphins or all these things that use sound waves or electromagnetism to, move around and where they are, and cancer rates and how much it affects it's. Look at this whole controversy over the 5G. Everybody's now coming out. That's the new one. That's going to cause you ear cancer.
Why do people talk about this with no RF background?
Well, it's because everybody
take-
has an opinion.
Take a few, maybe an hour to learn about radio
Basic
frequency
waves.
as like a field. Because no one with any electrical engineering background is worried about it, and
Yeah.
that should be suspicious. Man, if there's that big engineering money, if there's some shill paying me to have this skewed view of how RF energy works, where's the money? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
If anything, I've got a conspiracy about 5G that I think is probably freaking true. And that's that I bet you a little bit of this 5G paranoia is from the networks themselves, so that they can come out and get free public service stuff, and like celebrity scientists like Bill Nye to like go, okay, calm down everybody. This is what 5G really is and how it's really safe and all the great benefits you'll get for paying for this 5G coverage from this carrier sponsored by Verizon.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, and it looks like the cover up of the 5G is sponsored and stuff. But yeah, it's also like a way to get your attention while everyone's already talking about like we're talking about it. Basically,
Yeah, totally.
A false flag.
if it weren't for this, and it weren't for the fear of 5G, they'd probably have a lot harder time marketing it.
Yeah. Like, why would you talk about 5G? Like, what reason do you?
Because it's not going to be rolled out for a while. And
Yeah.
not only that, but there's
Right.
different kinds of 5G that are under the same marketing of the band, and all except the I forget what it's called, short bandwidth or whatever, the one that doesn't travel very far because it's weak and that frequency range doesn't travel very far, even with the higher energy. It's just like when you go down the block and you have a hard time detecting it or getting data from it, how much can it like ionize anything?
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, okay, we can barely get data through it.
Right.
Data compared to like the amount of energy to cook anything is just like
Right.
night and day. It's like, oh, this flashlight can let me see in the dark. The flashlight isn't going to burn through anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like my music video is still buffering, but yet my brain's melting now.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
I always
It's
like go look up some like advertisements when microwaves.
Shortwave, thank you.
When microwaves were first becoming like a thing that every family had to have, there was a lot of fear mongering around microwaves too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's like ads, and this is the example I always think of because it's great because it shows a family like, you know, the nuclear family sitting around the dinner table, and like the mom is like getting the food out of the microwave, like turning into a mutant, right? And all the kids got like arms growing out of their heads and shit. And it's just like advertising like that was like crazy back then.
What? Only
Same
2
type
minutes
of,
to
like,
warm
people-
up a burrito? It's a witch.
Like people have that's just people do that. People like are scared of
New
things they don't
technology.
understand.
Yeah, and it's latching too much onto language. Just because in English we have the same word for ionizing radiation as for electromagnetic radiation, even though they're dramatically different.
Rocks.
They just have the same word.
Rocks give off radiation.
Oh yeah, radon.
Stones give off radiation. Like, you know, radiation is a natural act. It just, I mean, sometimes if it's too much radiation in the right way.
There's a sweet spot.
I feel like English is like the language for doublespeak, man.
For sure.
Like it's so easy to manipulate people's understanding of like what you're talking about
By just
because we
calling
have
it
like
something
really
different.
simple words and
Yeah.
like you fill in a lot of it mentally.
You know,
without-
and it's the hardest language to learn as a foreign language speaker, because there's so many different idioms. There's so many different
and like special rules, exceptions.
just stupid phrases that we use. You know, up the creek, out. You know, across the corner. You know, and these people are like, what does this mean? You know,
Yeah.
it's
It just
not.
doesn't make
They're
yeah.
coming from a literal viewpoint, and
Whenever I'm like across the corner, people are like,
well,
"What?"
it's maybe a bad analogy on my part.
No, it's so good.
Yeah. The one by a nose or something like that, like just a weird phrase that it's common in English, and as a foreign literal speaker, you just like, that doesn't make any sense.
But what's weird though is a lot of these weird sayings are actually due to immigrants coming to this country and just getting in early on these jobs, and like their way of describing something on this job like became a saying.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a
It's really funny
Weird.
when someone from another country brings up a phrase that they really don't think someone from English is going to get, and then they say it anyway, and we're like, oh yeah, we have that exact phrase.
yeah.
Like hit the nail on the head. Someone was
Yeah.
like, we say hit the nail on the head. We're like, yeah, we got that one.
Right.
We have all of them, actually. Like, there's an educational channel on YouTube called Kurzgesagt.
Mm-hmm.
It's really awesome. It's kind of like the infographics show. And it's just German. It's just a German word. I was like, why is it this complicated, weird name? Oh, it just means in a nutshell. Like, oh, okay. It was this, like, weird mystery to me for a minute. Like, why they have
Yeah.
this crazy name? It's like, oh, It's graphics. This is really easy to translate into English. It's not. This just isn't made by English speakers. Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Anyhow, hey, so what's next?
Should we do our,
Looks like a quick Thornton break.
yeah. It's not Thornton.
Prepare.
Thornton hour.
This is going to be a good one.
Why do we love the Golden Tiki so much? How about the handcrafted tiki drinks made with freshly squeezed juices, homemade syrups, and top shelf booze? These aren't your cruise ship pre-mixed cocktails. These specialty drinks take time and are for the true cocktail enthusiasts. Located in the strip mall in Chinatown, it's truly a hidden hideaway. Well, hidden if you don't know the address, it's 3939 Spring Mountain Road. This place is what my tiki bar dreams are made of, an adult version to Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, complete with alcohol-infused Dole Whip and dirty talking birds, with drink names like Navy Grog, Terrible Twisted, and Dirty Banana. And last but not least, a shot of empathy named Kraken. These drinks will have you back and back again. From the kick-ass atmosphere, hidden Easter eggs in the bar, like Bigfoot's footprint, and don't forget to rub the golden dong for good luck. From live music to DJs that will make you feel like you're on a tropical vacation. The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road. That's the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road.
Real talk, Golden Tiki. It's really awesome. There's robot birds from Disneyland. They cuss at you now. There's flaming barrels. It's amazing. Hey, it's RadioVegas.rocks. Check out Sin City Lovin' Podcast.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Don't look over here. I'm gonna pull up the.
I don't want to look over there.
No, but I
don't
want
see
everyone to
waffle.
see your face.
Is it a blue vagina? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
That's
hold on.
disgusting.
I want you to see. I want everyone to watch your face because this is their first time.
Oh my
seeing
god,
this.
I'm so nervous. So nervous. I'm gonna hide my face.
Don't look yet.
Oh
Let
my
me pull
gosh,
up the images.
so
Hold
gross.
on. It's so. Okay, you ready?
No.
Wait, let me get it. Let me
Dude,
zoom
am I
in.
gonna puke? I ate breakfast
You
this
might.
morning.
Hold on, it's pulling up.
I'm
Are
like,
you
"No."
ready?
I was like, no, I'm not giving BJ's.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not
Are you
ready.
ready?
I don't want to look.
You guys ready? You want to watch your face? Okay, gotta look. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
Oh my god. Oh, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Tell me.
Oh, I'm seriously gonna throw up. Oh my god.
Tell me you don't show that in health class and people will stop having dirty sex.
That's Sin City Lovin' Podcast. Every other Wednesday, 9 a.m. on RadioVegas.rocks. You guys, same host, Brandy. She's got another show called Manic Mondays, and they're having a special anniversary one, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Awesome. Manic Mondays. Tune in. It's going to be a really special episode with guests from other shows climbing in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in.
Cool.
Nut rub from Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great. So there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be coming.
Thank you, Ball Wash, and visit them
Ball.
online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having so much fun.
They have shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm very excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more excited.
Twist and pull.
He
Twist and pull.
had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated, all right? Give me a break, all right? It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty good.
You can?
Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you so you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean.
Well, this is nice too.
Yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. Tonight, let's put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we can get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub
from Ball Wash. Use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
It's Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.rocks. Welcome back.
I'm ready to rub some nuts. That's the sound of some nut rubbing.
Yeah. That's what I do when I wake up in the morning.
Right.
And the sun
give
peeks
the
through.
nuts a nice old rub.
I'm like,
Do your battle cry to get ready for the day.
yeah. It's my inner falcon. Speaking of falcons, I think we landed astronauts. I was, before we went to bed, they were about to depart. Did they land okay?
They landed fine in the Atlantic Ocean.
first
Sweet.
In the Gulf of Mexico, I believe.
commercial crew transportation.
And that was with Falcon X, right?
Yeah, and
the
Musk's.
the the Space Dragon,
the Space Dragon,
capsule.
Old Muskie. We're gonna call all of these things all of the wrong names.
Right.
But yeah, you can look it up.
That's the
Dragon
fun of it.
capsule.
Speaking of our old boy Muskie,
Oh yeah, he tweeted weird again.
Muscaton,
Oh God.
Elrond Muscaton.
Oh,
This is definitely just provocateur.
So this is
This is for hype only.
aliens built the pyramids.
OBV.
Tweeted by Elon Musk.
I feel like that's just him being a
Just
dick
for
about it.
retweets.
You know,
at this
just-
point.
Yeah,
The
just
same-
making fun of the medium, if you will.
The same article also quoted him saying that Twitter is like a battle zone or a war zone or something, or he's like treating it like a game. And it's all for hype, which is great
Yeah.
because someone's got to do marketing with these companies too.
Well, I mean,
that's
he's-
part of the deal.
And he's dating Halsey, and so he's into this whole celebrity culture.
Halsey?
He is. He's dating Halsey. Did you not
No,
know that?
it's Grimes.
Oh, Grimes. I get those weird, anxious white chicks.
Yeah, who the fuck is Halsey?
She's another artist like Grimes.
Yeah.
Oh
I
wait,
would
yeah,
check her
yeah,
out.
no,
I
no, I
haven't
know.
heard Halsey.
She's sick.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like it's very similar, just like the anxious white, like
I really
new
like
electronic
Halsey.
I'll have to check it out.
I've
All right. You
I've
sold me.
Shazammed her before. When you're in a public place and you Shazam someone.
Ah.
Yeah.
Or have you guys Shazammed?
I haven't. I always like think about it, but I'm like,
I was like, is that what you call it?
I'm just so.
I'm quick draw on the
I'm
Shazam.
like so indifferent about everything that like thinking about it is like all I need to do. I'm just like, okay, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Experience.
Like the
Yeah.
whole, but it's like the whole any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, you know what, dude, you run Tesla, you're revolutionizing space travel. I think
Yeah.
Twitter's a little below your level. Like you really
Yeah,
don't need
I mean,
to
if
do
he
that.
wants
I
to
say
blow
let
off
him
skin,
live, yeah.
that's fine.
He
Play
flew
the game.
a freaking car into space with a mannequin in the driver's seat. You don't
Yeah.
need Twitter. Like,
I
dude,
mean-
you're nailing it. You're killing it as it is.
If he was playing World of Warcraft or like online golf or whatever, it's like the same thing. It's just a game, except this one can crash the stock market.
Right.
Right. So
The
also,
funnest game ever.
recently there was some ancient papyrus found in Egypt that reveals how the Great Pyramid of Giza was built. And it's built how pretty much all of the people saying it's been built for like the last 20 years.
Right.
Like
So
they
the papyrus just over and over just say slaves, slaves, slaves.
No, they found this papyrus of basically like a manager dude who was
cool.
like responsible for or like in charge of a group of workers. And they outsourced these giant stone blocks and then transported them over.
Oh, so you're
They laid like rows of wood, like
Right.
wood. I don't know what you
Rollers?
call them.
rollers.
Yeah, so you can just roll these rocks over.
They could also slide it on wet sand. They found when
Yeah.
they wet the sand and get the
Less
right layer.
friction. Less
Oh,
friction.
way less friction. So like, there's a lot of parallels to this, and when we did the national park systems, because just before World War II, which ultimately got us out of the Great Depression, we were almost out with government jobs, and the national park system and building that was a great way for the government to hire a bunch of people and free up money and get money back into the economy and have like accomplishments to show for it and actual improvements of the nation and the freeway system too. And this was a big
WPA.
civic project like
Yeah.
that is great for an economy.
The WPA, the Works Progress Administration.
Yeah.
So it was a big part of the New Deal. It was everybody wants to complain about the welfare system now. Back then, during the Depression, obviously it was worse, and it wasn't really a welfare at the time.
Yeah.
And it was a way to inject money into the average worker to boost up the economy. And I feel like it's actually a pretty good idea for right now as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
infrastructure work.
Because
we
we
have all
need
these
infrastructure
people-
work anyway. We have tons of data
You know what I mean?
infrastructure.
And I understand a backhoe will do more labor than a couple people with shovels, but put the guys with shovels out there, you know?
Yeah.
Give them a job, give them something to work for, and it beats just giving them the money for free.
And if we have an issue with soldiers having enough money and supplies going to them directly, yet have like the most expensive military by like tenfold.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some weird appropriations of funds, and some of it we can direct back towards some civic projects.
Absolutely. Halliburton doesn't need to make that much money on their quote.
Dude, or even like when there was that hurricane in Puerto Rico, and then there was like a government contract given to this like 3-person electric company.
Oh yeah, that
to
was
do the
super
work
corrupt.
of like to rewire Puerto Rico.
Yeah. It didn't
and it was
happen.
like a multi-$100 million contract.
Yeah.
And because they were like buddies with someone in the administration, it's like shit like
That's
that
one of
happens
the
all the time.
biggest underreported scams in history. That will be something that'll be like a full page in history books that is really glossed over now is the corruption in Puerto Rico.
But the thing is, it's not like that's unprecedented in government spending. I mean, during the Civil War, contracts in union were given out to all of these companies to make supplies for the war, and then, they're taking money to provide a pair of boots to a soldier.
Oh, this happened
and then
in
they're
Civil War
giving
too.
like
It's so interesting.
making out of cardboard to where these things fall apart as soon as they hit water. Like during the Iraq War. Over in Iraq, when they were building facilities for our troops, they were getting charged, I think, like $60,000 on average for a shower facility, and all they did was put plywood up, and then a faucet out, and a drain in the bottom, and it was electrocuting their troops because they didn't even wire it properly.
Oh Jesus!
And for $60,000, I could have done it for $20 and a freaking Home Depot card.
Yeah. Right.
But where's the money going? It's going towards that next luxury yacht or third home for the CEO of the company.
Festival of middlemen.
Yeah.
This is privatization in a nutshell.
And it's like, I'm not saying totally don't privatize anything, take down capitalism, just a little bit of regulation. I think we took the small government, hands-off government thing too far. So now, like, we just have a new government that's like corporate oligarchy or whatever.
Which is for 30 years now. That's the way it's
I'm totally on the side of like just fucking flush capitalism down the toilet. Like, there's way better things.
Capitalism.
Well, I think any other thing is going to turn into a form of capitalism in a natural way.
Yeah.
Just something more honest that we won't want to call capitalism. It's just like another flavor of capitalism.
Yeah,
it's one of
probably
those
true.
things. It's like we can't have absolutes. We
Right.
can't have zero socialism or all socialism either. We need like a certain balanced, regulated capitalism where the regulation is fair and people can like universally get involved in the regulation or at least have the opportunity to, because a bunch of people won't. And then like a certain percentage for social programs. And if the percentage is too high, then there's other stuff that's broken that needs to get fixed societally.
It's not like we're not making enough money as a country.
Yeah.
Our problem is the fact that it's just allocated into the wrong things.
Most of it's going to the people who already have like more money than a human being could ever spend in their lifetime.
Right.
Even if they were trying to.
Right.
Like,
So what's the problem? Obviously, it's capitalism is just like any other game. It's never going to work if you don't have rules or regulations.
That's the perfect way of putting it, because you can't force to the middle class. Like, you want to expand the middle class, but it has to be natural, because if you force it, a la communism, and then you still have like a secret upper class, and then you just make the whole middle class poor.
Well,
So it's not like a giant middle class anymore.
In our history, it's been that way. And when you bring up economics and peaks and troughs, we all know how it works in cycles. We've all been taught that when we were in school. And the thing is whenever it's gotten to the point where the mass of wealth was concentrated into a certain amount of few, it's been like the robber baron era, or back when Roosevelt broke up the trusts. It's been to the point where it got to the point where the average American was not able to survive. What happened? Law broke that up, broke up the things, and the majority of wealth went back into the middle class, and then it just progressively started going back.
Everyone got richer.
And you know what? It didn't take a lot of breaking up. A lot of these companies just split into like friends and neighbors, and like like a what do you call it? Nepotistic.
Almost like crony.
Yeah.
Crony capitalism.
So like a lot of these companies just split into smaller companies. But even this like half-assed demonopolizing was enough to let some competition happen. And that's the thing, is it doesn't take too heavy of a hand, just any hand at all. Like, I'm not saying like take all the money away from the people that have a bunch of money now, but you just like give opportunities to allow competition. That's all you need.
Or, well, also, is stop like giving all the tax money to the people who already have enough money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's where our tax money's
Yeah.
going, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's voodoo economics.
Yeah,
it's,
totally.
it's been proven.
Voodoo
It's been proven that
economics.
it does not work.
Well,
Yeah.
not to wallow in any more outrage. Let's get back into something silly.
But that's what I love about our show is like we'll be talking about silly shit and then all of a sudden it's like 5-minute economics and then like back to normal.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I love it.
Let me sting in the next thing. Did I do
No.
a Wild Westy one?
Fucking
Wild
tired of
Westy?
stingers.
That was
Chunk.
a little Wild Westy. I like it.
I want another one.
All right, so scientists
Double-
are poising to explore a mysterious deep blue hole off the coast of Florida.
Oh, I love a mysterious hole.
It's just this really bizarre looking, really bright blue hole
Is
deep
it
in the ocean.
Is it in the Bermuda Triangle?
It is. It's the Bermuda hole. Turns out it was a hole this whole time. No one knew.
Oh, it
It's a
looks so
hole this whole
glowy.
time.
Yeah.
Why
And-
am I?
and
This
this-
picture is so baffling.
This hole is appropriately called the green banana.
Yeah. It's I can
It
see
looks-
why.
It's like it's glowing down in there. We're looking at the surface of the water. Are we in it
wait,
looking up?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Is that
I'm trying to find a
perspective
different
looking up?
picture.
Yeah, I don't know if there are. That's just a picture of a dead
Dead sunfish.
sawfish.
The amberjack hole.
Yeah, so they're just doing it to study because we don't know a lot about blue holes, so they want to check out the ecosystem and wildlife and all that shit in there. And
Skulks. The bottom of ocean skulks. That's a new word to me.
they're finally
Deep abyssal sinkhole.
going to
Like my soul.
They're finally gonna talk to that creature from the abyss.
Yeah.
Dude.
The face worm thing.
Even though that movie like isn't scary.
It was scary at the time.
Yeah, when I was a kid, that
terrified.
thing freaked. Well, it wasn't just that thing. It was like when they had to go in and like breathe the liquid.
Yeah, that,
to breathe
that was the
underwater.
other scene. Those were the two scenes that freaked me out
Yeah,
in the movie.
that was like the whole movie. That was
Yeah.
just those two scenes.
That's always
Yeah,
been like my
that's all
biggest
I
fear
remember.
is asphyxiation.
Yeah, like
so
drowning,
like
yeah.
that you're like have to choke down syrup in your lungs to get high. No, I couldn't do it.
Lung
Yeah.
Pepto.
No, lung
Yeah, that'd be
Pepto.
weird. Man, that movie. Fucking the abyss.
Right. That's an intriguing. The blue hole.
I know, right?
Thank you.
I wonder if it's like one of those things where they have like lakes underwater, like at the bottom of the ocean, because the water
Yes.
is like heavier. That type of water. There's
It's
like
more
pockets.
briny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like more briny, so it settles at the bottom.
In
And
these
there's a
small
surface.
pools, yeah.
There's like a surface of it's like a little mini lake in the
With
ocean.
surface tension and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It makes SpongeBob make sense.
Yeah, totally.
Because they have like under lakes in the bikini bottom.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, it's be used by submarines all the time. Like even during
Oh, I
the war,
know.
a lot of times they called a barrier, what something sound barrier or something like that. Where like if they're being detected by a destroyer or something like that, they can dive under that one layer and
Oh,
it
yeah,
would
yeah.
mess with the sonar waves coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah.
All right, what do you have next
I-
over there?
Well, I gotta.
Whoa, this is really suspenseful for this.
No.
Okay, behold. There's the spooky part. Okay. Woo. Winded
So
from
I
that
actually talking about sonar. I have this. I don't remember where I heard this. A quick story, but there was this like. I think it was like a military submarine. Can't remember. Maybe it was like during World War II. But anyway, they kept hearing this like weird sound. That sounded like a bunch of bubbles popping,
Yes.
like near their sub, and they couldn't figure it out. They didn't know if it was like a secret enemy weapon, something like that. And so they studied this thing for a long time, tried to figure out what it was. And it turns out that it was a school of herring, would just like all fart at the same time. They just make a lot of little bubbles. And like that was the whole thing. Herring fart sonar.
Yeah.
Herring farts.
Yeah, we season 2, you guys. We talked
Is that
at
a
length
throwback
about
to
this.
Scam?
Yeah. It's
That was like a
definitely-
history dive.
There's even a search function in the bottom right of the website, greasyconversation.com. And yeah, you can search for it, fish fart episode.
Nice. All right. Then we got Washington State has trapped its first murder hornet.
Oh, I
They
knew they
finally
were
trapped
coming
one?
back.
All this hype and they didn't even have one in
Don't call it
captivity
a
yet?
comeback. They're back in the news.
Oh, I'm not looking at that for long.
Killer bee.
Would you eat one if it was prepared right?
Oh.
A murder hornet?
Yeah.
How are we preparing this, right? I gotta know.
Okay.
That matters.
I'll tell you how I'd eat it. If you ground it into a pate and I could
Alright.
dip chips in it with some garlic, hella garlic. Salt, maybe some cheddar.
I think
garlic cheddar
you could do
pate.
some maybe like Asian fried noodles.
Oh,
okay.
And have one like chopped up a bit, you
It's
know?
gotta be
so you
chopped
just
up
get
for
little
sure.
crunches.
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna see legs.
I go full bore. I would freeze it and then dip it in chocolate.
Just do chocolate.
So
All
just
right.
in
Chocolate covered hornet.
I'd love to do it without the legs, but there's probably a lot of nutrition in the legs.
Yeah.
All right.
Join us next episode as we discover what is the most nutritious part of the murder hornet.
That's my whole
Join
take
us
on the-
next episode where we won't be here because we will be in the hospital
That's my whole take on the murder
with
hornet.
food poisoning.
If we're that freaked out by it, if we make it food, we're gonna get it'll be extinct in no time.
Right, right.
Yeah, just tell people it's an aphrodisiac. We'll get rid of those murder hornets. No problem.
Tell our government there's a lot of oil in them.
Fucking dunzo.
Yeah. Just tell China that's got rhino horn material.
It's an aphrodisiac.
And their wings are made of the same
Yeah.
material as the horn of the rhino.
Shit, they'll be here. They'll be here last week hunting them down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're gone.
Fucking time traveling to get that shit.
No problem. Mosquitoes too. Mosquitoes are made of rhino horn. Get them.
Yeah. So that's it. It just says they caught one and they still aren't sure how they ended up in Washington State, and they've been trying to catch one since last year.
They went west and east, right? The murder hornets went east from Japan and they're in
Yeah.
Washington. It's not like that crazy. The shits fly.
Right?
Yeah.
Came in a Nintendo box.
They just flew a bunch. Yeah.
Right. It won't
Exactly.
take. It won't take like a lot of them anyway to get here to. I mean, I'm sure they have like no natural predators here, so.
Yeah, they just need a couple.
Be like invasive species. So watch out, the murder hornets. They're coming to take your jobs next.
All
Josh,
you
give
serial
us-
killers out there.
They're getting GEDs.
Josh, give us a new stinger. You pick the stinger this time. Stinger up.
All right. So murder hornets.
All right.
I approve of the murder
It stays.
No, I'm not ready. You can't fucking do this to me.
Oh, wait, I did that one already. What did I do? Not yet. This one. Yeah? Squeaky door? No, I did that one.
All right, so
Here we go. Oh, the whistle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one. Ooh, that was a better
Oh,
one.
this double
That's,
one.
that nailed it. Nailed
That
it.
whole row. I think I just
Nailed
did a
it.
lot this episode.
Right.
doing
Ooh.
work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doing
that
work.
slicey one's good.
All right.
All right.
All right.
As long as it's fun.
For real this time, you guys. For reals. All right, so I got these two articles from the Mirror UK.
All right. Reputable.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But
Yeah.
I grabbed this one just for the title.
Right.
Because just who the fuck knows what's going on. I'm sure people in the UK do. I had no fucking clue. Miss Hinch fan told to bin husband after learning what he uses her minky cloth for. What the fuck are they talking about?
This is the most British headline I've ever
Right?
tried to read. Let's
Dude.
deconstruct this a minute, right?
All right, so first of all, you should know who Miss Hinch is, apparently.
I don't. Miss Hinch has must-haves. So
This article makes me want to throw tea in a river.
Miss Hinch made me do it is a Facebook group. So apparently, bin husband, that would mean to throw husband in the trash bin?
Yeah.
Okay, so that got through that.
Bin in this instance is an activity.
Right,
So
to
it's
throw
just an
to throw
action.
out.
Yeah.
To throw out. It's like an English term
And
for
she has a minky cloth.
Yeah, that's what got me the most is like, what the fuck is a minky cloth?
Is Miss Hinch like a professional, like cleaning, tell you how
she's
to clean
like
stuff?
she's like an internet sensation.
Oh,
Yeah.
captured the hearts of cleaning fans across the UK.
Yeah.
People stockpile her favorite household products.
No, that's just the English spelling of favorite.
So like the word
So that's why I've always said that word.
Yeah.
So like minky cloth made me think of
Oh, it's a
that,
brand.
that episode of South Park where like Oprah,
Yes.
the Minge.
Oh, the
Yeah.
minge.
And so I was like, is it like that type of cloth? Like what the fuck?
Is it what she uses to wipe her minge?
Right?
This looks abrasive if it's for the wiener.
Yeah, so that's all it is.
The husband used it to clean something unexpected. What a teaser article. You know this minky in here. Wow, weird.
Right? Yeah, it seemed like a weird fucking thing to make an article about. So
Oh, he just washes his armpits with it. Like, what's so special about your armpits that you need this special minky cloth? Well, it's
Yeah.
antibacterial. Now it seems like it'd be kind of nice in my armpit. Maybe we're on to something.
Makes
I don't
sense.
really do anything special with my armpits
Yeah.
besides the floof ball. I'm one of those floof ball
Little
people.
loofah. Yeah, the loofah.
Well, a loofah isn't that like when it's on a stick? Because my floof ball
I guess
isn't on a stick.
I guess I was.
I have no.
On a
You guys, what makes it a
Why
loofah
would
or
we
not?
fucking know that?
I just always thought a loofah was a loofah.
Yeah, I can't call it the real term. It's unmasculine. I have to call it a floof ball or something.
It's an action loofah.
Yeah, it's my action.
It's not a doll. It's an action figure.
Action
Fucking- the
scrubberino.
Right.
The scrubbing fabric.
It seems like an awful, like,
The
cheesy way to
grindoid.
get some clickbait. You know what I mean? This
Oh, this
article is
article
just,
is 100%
yeah.
You know, it's like, ooh, he used something different to wash himself than, you know.
Not only that, but they're piggybacking someone else's clickbait. Like,
Yeah,
this is
totally, right.
obviously like social media exchange with this cleaning celeb and her husband, and like her post, and they're just like
Commenting
piggybacking
on it,
it. Yeah.
That's a lot of articles today,
Yeah.
actually.
That headline, man.
Yeah, the headline is great.
One more time.
Again, from the Mirror.
Yeah, right.
The
Give us
reputable-
the headline one more time for the radio
Go ahead.
people.
Miss Hinch fan told to bin husband after learning what he uses her minky cloth for.
There we go.
Man, that's just a fucking winner on all bases,
Put that on my headstone and rock it.
right? It's like whatever Grand Slam is in cricket. It's whatever that is.
A full wicket.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why did the Mirror take the Mirror take
Yeah.
down
So
this
this other
article?
one. So this other one, I remember what it was about. It's not like super exciting, and it was just about this guy who was recommending, like, taking a picture of your stove before you leave the house, because some people like freak out about that. They're like, "Oh shit, did I leave the stove on? Did I leave something on that shouldn't be on?" You know.
So it's like that little
Oh,
stringer
this
on
is
your
a
finger.
good idea.
Instead of having a stringer on your finger, you
Yeah.
it's
You
inserting
just
that
like
extra
snap
step.
a quick photo before you leave.
Right.
But I'm like,
found
I
a
don't
mirror.
need another fucking neurotic thing to do
Right.
in my house.
I found a mirror of this Mirror article.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine if you were OCD? Like you would you would have no space on your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
This is so brilliant, though. Like, I used to, so I would do something similar where I would tell myself I'm doing something in real time if it was something I worry about. Like, I'm locking the door, so I'd know I locked the door before I left. I remember telling myself that. I remember hearing it from me.
It's your own.
So it's
little-
more brain pathways it goes through. This is like next level on that.
Right.
Hey, Erica knows about my floof ball. Yeah, a man can't call it like a loofah or something feminine like that. I have to call it something masculine, like my floof ball.
Yeah, masculine like floof ball.
Yeah. My floof. Ma'am, have you seen the floof balls?
Have you seen my manly ball scrubbing
Right.
fabric ball?
Behold the flooferino. The
that's-
suffix means it's male.
That's a suggestion for our wonderful sponsors, Ball Wash. Maybe come up with a commemorative package with its own floof ball.
Yeah. Ball wash is good, by the way.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Ball
Awesome.
wash is really good.
Make a flute ball look like an 8-ball. Ooh, I'm getting all meta on this. I should work in marketing.
Oh man. Yeah, so like I freak out about that stuff anyway, but like mine doesn't have a cause. Like I'll just be like, oh shit, my apartment's probably on fire somehow.
Yeah, right.
So you just
Like-
take it, that wouldn't help you at all.
Yeah, no. Like I'm like, oh great, a fucking plane crashed into my apartment while I was out. I know it. I fucking know it, man. Today's the day. It's happened before. It happened to me.
The majority of Americans don't have to worry about that because the oven always shuts off when the timer goes off. No one uses an oven anymore. They always use their microwaves or they order out. They don't use their oven hardly.
Yeah, if the oven is on, we all know because
Yeah.
we're like, oh God, why is it 5 degrees hotter in this house? than
Right.
normal?"
And also, after reading that article, I asked the question, what the fuck is an oven?
That's like the good way to make pizza rolls, Greg.
Oh, for real?
Toaster oven. Yeah, if you don't have a little toaster oven by now, what are you doing?
You know, to me, it's one of those appliances that just I use my oven or toaster. I don't need a toaster oven. This being said, I do have a Belgian waffle maker that I've never used. But I just don't have. I've never liked the toaster ovens.
The Belgian waffle maker is so specific in its use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I guess you can use it
exotic.
as a panini press.
You can.
Have you ever
Absolutely.
used a waffle maker as a panini press? That's your homework for this week, folks.
Come back.
Squeaky Wheels, show me your
Greasy
waffle
homework.
paninis. Waffle
That's my
minis.
homework for the next time I guest
Go
host.
making
I'll bring
waffle
paninis.
minis. Post your pictures of your waffle minis.
Hey, that's a good idea though, with some fried chicken in the
Yeah, chicken and
middle.
waffle
Chicken waffle
minis.
ninis. Yeah.
Waffle nini.
I am trademarking that, by the way.
If you have one takeaway from this episode,
It's waffle ninis.
waffle nini.
Dude, Ross be killing me
wop.
sometimes.
That's that plate. What was the delay one that we found? I think it's this one. Waffle nini. Waffle nini. There it is. Waffle nini.
Oh, waffle nini, waffle nini, waffle nini mini roll.
Yeah, we're getting out there today, boys.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like feedback and stuff. Okay, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Super,
All right.
fucking super out there,
I
dog.
come up with one funny word and I just have to drive it into the ground.
Right. That's that minge talking right there.
Should we do our? Let's do our last Bilbo Bagatron.
This is gonna be just a short one. Bilbo Bagatron.
Listen up. The soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
Hi, I'm Todd, a child of the 1970s and your host for K-Todd. It's my 70s radio show that plays the music from the me decade. We'll have lots of memories from those 10 great years with moments from TV and the movies. And your requests. Call me anytime and leave a request or a comment and you could be on the air at 1-315-665-1970. And stay tuned for the next fun look at the 70s on K-Todd.
My itty bitty teeny weeny waffle nini.
These wheels are real exciting and bear my name, Evil Knievel.
Hi, it's Waz from Greasy Conversation. Did you know the pioneering stuntman Evil Knievel, the world record motorcycle jumping father of extreme sports himself, lives on spiritually in the satiny dough and hearty brick cheese of the pizza that bears his name.
Evil Knievel.
Evil Pie, that's E-V-E-L, on glistening East Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. They've been thriving here since back in 2016 because, unlike our hero, it's not dangerous. The flavor isn't even risky, but it is braggadocious. I get the world-famous Snake River special with a rattlesnake sausage. Honestly, it's great. I do love it, and it makes me feel like a mighty conqueror of perilous beasts. Vegans, don't tune me out. This place is known for their vegan pizza too. So get over there. Just make sure you check the RadioVegas.rocks app first. That app will have new specials just for RadioVegas.rocks listeners. Show them the app and satisfy your lust for excitement.
Guys, why is it always Belgian waffles? Are all waffles Belgian, or is there really something special to a waffle maker or a waffle being Belgian or not? I feel like it doesn't have to be Belgian to be a waffle nini. So
Hell no.
nini up with your non-Belgian waffle
I
makers
mean,
too.
waffle nini. That's the thing. Now. Waffle ninis are practically like heresy in Belgium.
Yeah, it's almost disrespectful to
Yeah.
Germany.
You can't even like they're like waffle ninis.
Thinking, I'm waffle nini.
I mean, what do you think like World War II was actually started over?
Kraken Gescheitmeier waffle nini.
It had nothing to do with the Russians, nothing to do with the Jews. He just wanted that
Fucking
sweet Waffelini
Waffle
money.
man.
Arbeitsfleiter Waffelnini.
Waffelini will set you free.
I just know how to say countertop in German. That's my favorite.
Is it-
Arbeitsfleiter.
Arbeitsfleiter. Und keine Eier.
Oh, and Kurzgesagt. That's the new thing I learned in German. We talked about that earlier.
What is that word again?
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Kyrgyzstan? Kyrgyzstan?
Kyrgyzstan, yeah. You spell that. It starts with a K. Good luck.
Right. It's actually pretty good to you find something to use that in common conversation in German,
So little, yeah. So little starts with those letters that Google helps you out right away.
Right.
So what do we have left to skip
All right.
towards that?
So we have
tail end?
some local news.
What?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago now, a mountain lion was captured in a Summerlin neighborhood.
Summerlin Lions.
Which is like, Summerlin is like our bougie side of town. Or
Right.
was like the first bougiest side of town, I feel like.
Yeah, well, Green Valley started the whole rich commune.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
Summerlin ended up taking over and being
The Hollywood side of town, I think, was the oldest rich neighborhood here.
Oh,
that's probably true. Yeah.
Actually, no. Alta
Scotch
was
80s
probably
were before
first.
that. Yeah, Alta Scotch 80s were probably the first really rich part of the
Yeah,
city.
but that was like that seems like
Paradise
a small,
Palms is
like
before.
fairly small, like
Well,
area.
this town was small at that time.
Yeah,
you know?
Summerlin's
Compared to
like
like
a
Summerlin, where
district,
Summerlin's like its own like bougie city. That's like too good to be Las Vegas. Yeah, I'd be like, no, we're Summerlin.
It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of snooty people in the suburbs. It's our Laguna.
So
I love Laguna and I love Summerlin.
I think-
I'll take the place. You like lower those property values with your trash talking, so I can.
I'm only mad because I can't afford to live there.
Yeah, totally.
It's
I
just
think,
total envy.
see, I think we should release more mountain lions in Summerlin.
Yeah, clear it out.
Then, tank them property values, and then we'll all live in Summerlin, and it'll still be great.
Just dust the lions with the coronavirus. So they're just like chewing and wafting.
Oh man. Dude, I when I read like the
Corona
first
lions.
article that like cats could contract coronavirus even though it's rare, I was
They
like
can at least floof it around, right?
freaking out. They can contract it and like get sick with it,
Oh.
but it's extremely rare. But I was like flipping out. I'm like, fuck, I'm never gonna leave house or my cats are gonna get sick and die.
I don't care about grandma, but my cats.
Yeah, no, fuck grandma.
You see one more often than the other.
True.
Grandma's cats, though.
Right.
Gotta worry about your
grandma have that.
grandparents' pets.
No, thank God that the cats are the only ones that are showing their butthole.
So, like where grandma had like one of those. Grandma had like one of those old tins for those butterscotch cookies that like the cat sits in.
Oh.
You know, like grandmas have like the butterscotch
Yeah,
tins.
that
Usually
sounds
full of like random
adorable.
shit.
Where there's originals.
Like there's cats.
That's a
Those
cute image.
Butterscotch tins for cats.
Oh, just a little butterscotch tin full of cats.
But I mean, the cat isn't alive anymore. But
I was like gonna say.
And it certainly doesn't taste like butterscotch. Actually, I was kind of mad. That was the worst piece of candy ever. Fuck you, Grandma.
This is a very. This is an episode very confident in its masculinity. It's like talking about like how cute cats look like a little Danish when they're in the sun, all curled
It's
up.
not Danish, it's Belgian.
There's a callback. All right. We gotta go into news chug mode. What am I downloading this? for?
we're fine.
Spark
We're
some
at a nice clip.
Yeah, I love
We're
the
good.
news chug.
All right. Europe's largest 3D printer helps create an entire two-story house.
So stoked on this. This is so cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
Folks, greasyconversation.com, you got to see the picture of this. You can click on these links if you don't want to tune into the live broadcast and see these at your leisure. This is so cool, these 3D printed houses. Wait for it.
They need to put that on work at the Notre Dame.
Don't wait for it. You can keep talking about it, but look at this. Like, it looks like a stage truss.
Yeah.
Above
it's
this
called
thing.
a gantry printer.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Similar to, I don't know if any locals here, but way back when they were like doing, I mean, this was like the 10 or 15 years ago when they're expanding the freeways and doing all the extra overpasses. They had those giant ass gantry cranes.
Yes, gantry cranes are a trip.
It's the same concept when they're doing high-rise work.
Oh, cool. There's a time lapse of it happening here. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Look at it spewing out cement from this nozzle. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
it doesn't obviously do like every aspect of the house, but it does like the frame.
Yeah, which is probably the most important and the one that takes the most time.
This tech doesn't look overly complicated either. Like, it's like soft serve concrete.
Yeah.
And just layering it. And it looks really
Looks
cool.
like cake icing.
Yeah, the look of this is amazing.
And then like just built-in area for insulation. That's fucking
Roof and windows
like
were
ready to
added the
go.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
This is
so
so
that
cool.
man.
And you know what? It's totally wolf-proof.
Yeah.
It's totally wolf-proof.
Well, you're not allowed to say wolf-proof anymore.
No?
They have to say highly wolf-resistant. There's an IP rating. So there's IP68 means you can dip it in water down to like a meter for 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So the IP70 range is where you get into wool roof proofing.
Okay.
Wool roof resistance, sorry.
Right.
Allegedly. So IP71 is like regular wolves.
Right.
72 is wolves with like rabbit.
Lichen.
Well, no, that's 73. When you get into like any kind of supernatural wolf
Right.
is 73 to 76.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an IP rating.
So if you want to keep your pigs safe, obviously 73 is the right rating to go to.
It's hard to test for. You have to have it certified.
Right. You need to find like the guy with the biggest apron at Home Depot.
You can only certify it like once a month. When the full moon
With the
is
full
up.
moon?
Yeah.
Does the guy who like certifies it, is he the werewolf?
Or he's a werewolf wearing a guy suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like you went to school to like learn how to do this.
Right.
And then at the end they're like, all right, you
That'll
almost
always
made it,
fun.
but if you want to graduate, you have to get eaten by a werewolf and turn into a werewolf yourself. Sorry, we didn't tell you about this earlier.
Should have read the fine print before you signed that
Yeah.
user agreement.
But that's the business.
You think you weren't going to get bit by a werewolf doing werewolf testing? Got to crack some eggs to make an omelet.
All I'm saying is anytime you want to get into this, do not buy Acme brand.
Really, though, be more serious about werewolves is all I'm saying.
Yeah, totally.
I don't want to just chop it up.
man, have you guys ever seen What We Do in the Shadows? The
Oh,
movie?
I keep seeing like previews for it, but I
Yeah,
have not
well, they made a
watched it.
show of it, but it's
Yeah.
by the same dudes who did
Was Johnny Depp in the original?
Oh, it's by the same. dudes that
Flight of
do-
the Conchords.
Yes.
And,
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
And the guy who directed Thor 3, I can't Waikiki. That dude he is like.
The funny Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did Thor 3. That guy, I can't remember his name. And even if I looked at it, I'd probably fuck it up.
Right.
But they wrote it, and it's just about like vampires that live in modern
Mhm.
times.
Yeah.
And like them dealing with difficulties of like they want to go to a club, but they can't because they're never invited into the club because they
Right.
go out looking like fucking dandies and shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a group of werewolves who try to like be cool, and they're like one of them cusses, and they're like, "Stop it, guys! We're werewolves. We're not swearwolves." And like they're just that type of humor, but it's fucking great.
Yeah. I keep seeing previews for it. I'm like, I gotta watch
those guys
that.
are hilarious, man.
I actually just watched the Happy Time Murders for the other day, first time the other day, so I'm way behind on my comedy friggin'.
I mean,
stuff.
what can be wrong about like a baby mask killer? Is that the one, right? No,
The
I'm
Happy
thinking
Time
of-
Murders is the one where it's the two detectives, one's human, one's puppet.
Oh,
and there's
yeah, yeah.
and Melissa McCarthy's in it. It's funnier than hell. It's a great
Oh,
movie. Yeah,
it's on Netflix?
Stars. It was on Stars. Or IFC, actually. It was on IFC.
IFC.
Yeah, because I'm a
So
snob.
it's
I
on
have
KFC?
IFC. Yeah.
KFC has their own network now?
You better believe it. Smell-o-vision, man.
Mac and cheese calm.
Get that waft of the gravy
Right.
coming out from the TV. Even when there's not like
Right.
gravy on the screen, you just smell gravy all the time.
My electronics, a lot of them already smell like gravy, just from my lifestyle.
I guess well, greasy. That's got to keep it greasy. bro.
That's why we have the name. No, really, like there's a lot of reasons, but as a kid, I was really grossed out by like anything being on my hands or face. And like this day, like I always have one hand for eating and one hand for touching the electronics.
Mhm.
And like any grease gets on, and just like really wipe my stuff a lot, and it bothers me. So this is part of getting over it. Part of just embracing it,
Okay.
embracing the grease, and just living.
See,
just living.
What you got to do is you just got, when you get a new laptop, just fire that baby up. You ain't got to worry about grease after that, man.
Yeah. You just gotta
Just good.
wipe a ear of corn over the keys. Just break it in.
I want to see like a video of just people rubbing weird food on laptops. It's like the
I'm sure there's a group. I'm sure there's a group out there somewhere.
Fucking drumsticks, like
Right.
chicken drumsticks all over it.
I see, I
That's
would
my
like.
new
I would.
fetish.
I would like your. I like your videos, but can you wear like a furry costume next time you wipe that ear of asparagus on your laptop?
I got gravy on my tail.
What if I had a nickel?
It's all this gravy on my polish.
Man. Oh, dude, all right.
Oh, man.
Can't go down that rabbit hole.
No.
That's
No.
my person in a furry costume voice. There's a voice for it. Got gravy on my whiskers.
Dude, that already exists too. You know it does. Guarantee it already exists.
There's that gesture where you just put one finger against your lips, like, oh,
Yeah.
look what I
You're so
did.
innocent.
Naughty, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, fucking brilliant. All right. Next, we got this. Scientists just wanted to put a little camera on the back of a beetle,
Camera on a beetle.
just fucking because.
Yeah,
Oh, this
I
is
seen that. Wasn't that
great.
Google Maps? Oh, the
I
bug,
love the
beetle.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
It's
Yeah.
a little cell phone camera. There's a
Yeah.
little jumper.
Kind of looks like the Mars rover, only scarier.
Oh man, I wish
Right.
I could solve
Dude,
it.
I
This
didn't
tiny.
realize like how large the Mars rover is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like an SUV.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
They always, just like anytime you see it, you just imagine like this cute little robot.
Yeah.
That's like, maybe like half the table or something. It's
Right.
like something you control with remote control, but no.
Quick space excitement since you're on it. Not only do we have that manned commercial flight capsule, and like go capitalism on that one, by the way. Speaking
Yeah.
so like anti-capitalist earlier, like it's great to have privatized space. And also there's 3 different countries exploring Mars right now that just launched things. We just launched that lander you're talking about.
Right.
There's an orbiter, and Japan's got an orbiter. What was the other one?
I want to say it was India, but I think I'm wrong.
I'm so lame for trying to report this and forgetting, but there's
Yeah.
3 countries with stuff messing
Right.
with the moon right now.
Yeah,
I
we
will
have-
say this.
Mars,
it is,
I mean.
It is not Haiti.
3 countries messing with
not
Mars.
what-
It's not Haiti.
3's messing
That was my
with
next guess,
Mars.
but-
None of
Was
them
it?
are Haiti.
Was it?
China.
China?
Yeah, China's
Oh,
the other
okay,
one
makes sense.
exploring.
Yeah, we actually have. I do have
China.
an article. We have like a Mars copter. He built some like Mars copter
That's
device.
right. I didn't talk to you guys about the Mars copter yet.
Does that really work? It doesn't make sense to me. Is
There's
there
enough
no-
atmosphere to
is there-
copter.
There's enough atmosphere to copter.
Yeah, well, I think because like the atmosphere is thinner, they had
On the
to
chopper.
make the blades larger.
Yeah, that's the deal. It's
And,
long, big old thin
Yeah.
blades.
So in regards to like how large the thing actually is,
Right.
so they just had to make really, really large blades. And
Okay.
they had to spin at a certain speed to get
Right.
lift.
To be able to
But
keep,
it is possible, yeah.
be able to hover, if you will.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
This little.
Not history of things that fly.
Look
Shit.
at this bouncy thing.
Like, no, we want to see it flying. We want to see what it's supposed to look like on fucking Mars, you dicks.
I need to see a lot of people with their hands folded talking when I want to see tech. I want lots of
People
footage
talking.
of someone just talking. Yeah, that's
Dude.
that's so exciting about this.
See, what I think they could like cut some corners, right?
There we go. There's some B-roll.
So like what NASA needs to do is like train the beetles with cameras on their backs to
Yeah,
like
here we
hang
go.
out in this so it doesn't have to hold much weight.
Right.
And train them to fly it around.
Right.
Just whatever they see interesting. You know, and then
Perfect.
you
Yeah.
send beetles to Mars.
Right.
How
They-
much are these beetles breathing anyway?
They love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they can get some Mars atmosphere. So you guys, this right here This guy. Am I
Do
making
you
it
want
flash?
xenomorphs? Because that's how you get xenomorphs.
We're gonna put this here.
I actually do want xenomorphs, actually.
Yeah, it's xenomorphs. See, everyone chant with me. Xenomorphs. Xenomorphs. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yep. So yeah, Beatles out making home movies.
Right.
If you scroll down, you can see the picture of the person like attaching the
Are you
thing
still
to
talking
the
about the
beetle.
copter? Oh, the beetle.
I jumped
Scroll
back to the beetle time.
Back to the beetle. Yeah. This the pictures of this intrepid traveling
Right.
insect with this backpack is so cool.
I mean, dude, that beetle looks like he left home on a journey.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Sorry, Mom, I love you, but this is my calling."
Right.
I
Why
gotta
is this
go.
one-
Record
So my
Beetle
money.
Bill.
So here's my thing.
I gotta be a YouTuber.
Actually, you know what? Which take a YouTube commentator or the Beetle? Which one has more shit on film?
This
I
one
bet
beetle-
it's the YouTube guy.
Why is this one all dusty like he was at Burning Man?
He was.
He's a spy. This is how the government's spying.
They only had a burning beetle
These are
this year.
These are only the insect-laden cameras or camera-laden insects that we know about.
Right.
We don't know how many insects have cameras that we don't know about.
Right.
Or we also don't know how many insects are just cameras,
Yeah,
right? Like flies.
just entirely a camera that flies around.
You think like flies are actually a thing that evolved on the planet Earth, and it's not a mini camera developed by the government to spy on you all the time? Wake up, sheeple.
Now, I wouldn't say that all flies are not spies.
A shoe fly.
I'm not going to say that all insects are not government cameras.
Right. Because you can't prove that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
It's true.
I'm not saying that, but
I'm not gonna say
you know,
all.
some people have said
Yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna say that all flies are Russian.
But has a fly ever listened to you when you said "get out"? Maybe if
Right.
you would say that in Russian, it
Right?
would know.
I mean, when have you ever seen a fly without vodka?
You guys don't scream at insects in Russian?
You're missing out on one of the joys of life.
Especially birds, because birds are fake.
Dude, birds are fake is one of the best campaigns of the modern age, in my opinion. And I'm glad that someone is actually speaking truth to power, and you know,
I've been saying this for
pulling back
years.
the veil.
Or the beak, if you will.
Yeah.
Pull it back the beak.
So,
What language do you use when you scream at insects? Let us know.
Mandarin.
I know just enough Mandarin
Swahili.
to tell these alien spy insects to go home.
TD Mao.
You buy something. You buy, go home now. Oh, man.
Meanwhile, there's
Classic.
tape over my cell phone camera. What's next?
What is next? Where are we?
What? There we go.
Ooh.
The footsteps of intrigue.
Oh, I don't even know what this was about. I feel like I've seen these at
It might be one of mine.
some place. No, it's mine for sure.
None of them are mine.
But I just don't know anything about it. So scientists discover why fluffy white thistledown velvet ants are so darn white and fluffy.
Chicks dig them is what you put.
Is
So
it
have you ever-
because they're from Utah?
I might know.
Yeah.
There's a spider that looks like this that's got white fluffiness on it, and it lives in creosote bushes in the desert near us. And creosote bushes seasonally have white fluff cotton balls on them.
Oh,
It
okay.
does sort of look like a rabbit, doesn't it?
But apparently this really looks like a rabbit while being a bug. This is crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is that this thing is not an ant.
It's not near fluffy bugs. I mean trees.
It is actually a hornet, a member of the
Oh.
hornet family.
Oh, this is freaky. It's floofball murderer hornet. This
Yeah.
I would eat less. I'm less interested in eating this. Why does it shake its booty? It twerks. Why is it twerking?
I mean, but these look like they would be your friend though, right?
This looks. The eyes are legit cute.
Like if you just like found yourself out in the middle of the desert and like you ran into one of these,
Right.
you know he'd be cool as fuck and he'd like
Right.
help you out.
Right.
Like you're not
got a good credit rating, can hail a cab.
Yeah, dude. Like you're not dying of thirst in that dude's desert.
No.
You know what I mean?
We're having a cute episode, you guys.
Oh yeah. Like I just want one of these, just because.
I want to smell it.
Smell it.
Yeah, it's called a thistledown velvet ant, but apparently it's hornet related.
Yeah. Or maybe wasp. I don't know if like those are in the same family.
Okay.
Wasp. Yeah, wasp. If that's more correct.
What
But
insect do you think is cuter than this, everybody?
Oh,
Let us know.
I do not believe there is
Any
an
cute
insect that
insects?
is cuter than that.
No, not cuter, but rose hair tarantulas are not far. It's a fluffy tarantula. It's friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the only problem I have with tarantulas. They're just obviously the most racist of any insect.
Interesting.
Yes.
Tarantulas are?
I'm guessing.
They're just really...
They're just racist.
The way they look at you.
Right. They just, you know, they got this judging look.
Oh yeah. Always
just looking at you,
dude.
judging. You know,
If
like
you-
my life is so much worse than yours.
Yeah.
You know.
What
Fuck
insects
you,
do you
bug.
guys think are judgmental? Let us know. How do
and-
we button this up?
Well, we button
Where you
this
going?
up. I got the perfect one.
Wonderful.
Are there ground up cockroaches in your coffee?
Oh, I kind of thought there was already.
It turns out, yes, there is.
If not, there should be.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lizzie Minx. There's
Uh,
ground up cockroaches in your coffee.
It's what gives it that kick. But no, it turns out that like
No stock photos of
A
this.
lot of cockroaches are in coffee beans.
How do roaches
Yeah.
end up in coffee?
so in ground coffee specifically, if you got whole beans,
Oh, okay.
Right.
you're not gonna find cockroaches in them because they have to like make sure there's not cockroaches in them. But if they're grinding up, they only have to make sure a certain amount,
A percentage,
yeah,
right.
percentage of cockroaches
Right.
make it in.
It's like you know, like they can advertise 100% white meat chicken for burger joints to sell nuggets, but there's a certain amount of soy in
Yeah,
each
yeah.
one.
Some call them the food of the future. we're told.
Cockroaches?
Or just insects in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's in the future we're going to need all the food we can get.
Them
Hey, as long as
fig
you...
Newtons, dog.
Yeah, don't figs have a bug inside of them, too?
Yeah, there's fig wasps.
Fig wasps.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anything if you put it
It's-
in a waffle nini.
Right, it's not a cookie.
But I mean,
it's
a fig. Yeah, it's a fig Newton.
It's a bug cake.
It's a bug cake.
It's not a cookie. It's filled with fucking bugs, bitches. Oh man, I think that's just the right bow on.
Yes.
Oh, waffle nini. And that's where things leave off on Greasy Conversation, the talk show. Go to radiovegas.rocks and clink on all the banners, clink them good, and just punch the screen with your knuckles where the banners are.
Yeah,
After
do some
you wipe it- after
do
you
some
wipe it
like
with corn.
likes, shares, follows, all that stuff.
Please tell a friend because we can do this without you, but it's not as fun. So gather more squeaky wheels to come get the grease, like good little droplets, and participate. Throw us tips and tricks, and comment. And what's the thing where you like? Don't PM me a bunch. That's gross. But keep commenting even on the replays, and we'll love to get your advice, suggestions.
Ideas?
Look around.
Yeah. So,
Concepts.
Concepts, suggestions, interaction.
Waffle nini?
Help us out. Waffle-nini? Waffle-nini.
Join us next episode as we discuss the philosophy of waffle ninis.
All right, bye.